Hey, what's up, everybody? Taking a look at the price of ADA. We're kind of just chilling here. Not really much has changed. So, yeah, let's look at XRP. XRP, a little bit better. Kind of got a little bit more of a spike. I mean, we're pumping here. So, this is a bounce, just like this bounce here. Question is this a fourth wave or is this finished? Um, You can see from here to there, and then from here to there, that's exactly where we are. So, yeah, is this going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Right? So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, come up B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down for C. So that's an ugly B. I don't know. That's something that I'm looking at very strongly. Or the other option here, obviously we're channeling to the downside, right? And I think that's pretty bullish in itself. And I'm still looking at this as a flat, okay? And I'm looking at this as an impulse. And you got 3 waves down, you got 3 waves up, and you got 3 waves back down. So you have a 1, you have a 2. So if we could get going here and kind of flag out a little bit, and then it's going to make for a nice third wave. Question is, do we have to come back and revisit the low here? Right? So do we have to come back down and visit the low and then come up like a big 3? Or do we kind of flag out in here and then work your way back to the upside and then come down in 3? Right? So it's going to be, I think, one of those two options. And yeah, so there's really nothing here telling me anything. I mean, you kind of have just 1, 2, 3. I mean, you could say 4 and 5, like a diagonal here. This could be an A, this could be a B. Maybe we're going to work your way down for a C, or maybe it's even more complex. You get 3 down, 3 up, 3 down, right? So you got a 1, you get a 2, kind of make a little roundabout here, and then go back up, right? So we know what those roundabouts look like. You could see it right here on XRP back in the day. Kind of like that. Big crash, come back up, kind of make a little round, kind of little hill, spike up, and then continue. XRP versus Bitcoin sure does look pretty nice. I mean, it's bullishly consolidating in here, and it looks like a nice little triangle. Look at that. That's pretty interesting right there. I mean, you got a nice... Small time frames don't look as nice because you got this 3-wave move here. Could it be 5 though? 1, 2. Let's see, did that break the low? No, it didn't. So yeah, it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And it's kind of like a diagonal, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. And yeah, but no, it can't work. It can't work because the third is the smallest wave, and that's not, can't do that. So we have 3 up, we have 3 down, we have 3 back up. So that's a 3-wave move up, right? So something like this, and then maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. Yeah, I just don't like the way it looks. I just don't know. We are kind of channeling up here. So if we make another high, you could argue maybe a 1-2-1-2, but what I really like here is when we kind of zoom out a little bit, you can see very clearly we are running into an apex in here. So this is the chart. I mean, this looks really good. I mean, just look at that triangle. I mean, look how it's wedging in there. So, you know, usually when you have a big wave up, you have a big pullback. But notice XRP had a big wave up. This is where it ended. And then it made another high. And then look, it actually hasn't went down. It's actually been consolidating at the top, right? If it was really bearish, it would break down and then consolidate. But it didn't. So still extremely bullish. And if you look at XRP versus Bitcoin on the larger time frames, remember we were talking about this for a long time here, saying look at the hidden bullish divergence, look at the regular bullish divergence, maybe not on this time frame. But yeah, and it all started with this double bottom here. You can see, right, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we had 3 up, and then we had kind of like a 3-wave move down. So it's not really the way I like it, because you would expect it to be 5, right? So yeah, we're right back here at this super strong resistance area. So we have a double bottom here and here. So do we have to come back down 50% of this wave to try to break it again? I mean, yeah, it's possible. Either way you look at it, it's still very bullish longer term. You can see we broke above our downward resistance line. I mean, we've completely broken out of this structure here. And if I had to imagine, we're probably going back up to these levels. So if you take a little bit of a line here, and then you take that line and you put it right there, look at that. If you basically take this whole wave and double it, it gets you right there. So waves of equal length. And that's kind of what I'm thinking here, because if this is 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then you need 3 up, you got 3 down, right? And now you're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, let's get 5. And this whole thing becomes 3. So you have 5 down, you have 3 up, what comes next? You would probably get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 back down, and again, and back test this area, right? And maybe hopefully go into reaccumulation and then break out another day. That's what I think the long-term picture looks for XRP right there. If I had to paint the picture, I'm assuming something like that. Now, I don't know how long it would come back down. It could be quicker than that. Oh, you got to be quicker than that. Remember the commercial? Come back down here, consolidate a little bit, then go back up. So, but we're nowhere near there. We still got plenty of work to do. XRP still bullish. So let's see if we can hold this trend line here and break this apex. So it's supposed to break by April 1st. And that's hilarious, because that's when the freaking tariffs start. Wow. So the tariffs are supposed to go in effect April 2nd. So I wonder maybe if it pushes them to the negotiating table and says, look, I wish these freaking countries would just put their tariffs at 0. You know, if every country just had 0 tariffs, like, it would make the world a better place, right? Have no tariffs anywhere. China, get rid of all the tariffs. Canada, Mexico, just Europe, just get rid of the tariffs. And that way we can all be on a level playing field. 1 for 1, 0 there, 0 there. I mean, You know, who do these countries think they are charging the United States 40, 50, 60% tariffs? Right? It's a con job, and then all we're doing is reciprocating the same tariff, and then the whole, oh, we're gonna have a stock market meltdown, we're gonna crash because we're putting tariffs on. Well, they're putting tariffs on us. So what's the problem? You know, you tax me 10%, I'll tax you 10%. You tax me 15%, I'll tax you 15%. I mean, it's common sense. It's not like, you know, that's why they shouldn't do it. You know, I mean, they're not very smart people when they're dealing with Trump. If I'm talking to Trump at the negotiating table, I'd say, Trump, remove all the tariffs. And then Trump's going to say, I'm not going to do that until you do yours. And then I'll say, okay, let's do it. Simple. Anyways. Speaking of Trump, what is Trump doing here? It's kind of just working its way down. Look at that. One candle up and many, many candles down. So you got 1, 2, 3, almost, what, 11, 12 candles to the downside. I think, yeah, this is very risky because you just really don't know exactly how this is playing out here. You can only trade the small time frames, but I do see 1, 2. This is 3. This is 4. This is 5. This is 6, and that's 7. You have a completed 7-wave crashing structure, pretty much. So, and it's leveling off. It actually looks pretty good here. It's actually leveling off nicely. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves down. You're kind of building a base here. I expect a retracement for Trump. I expect a retrace for Trump. You know, so you got 3 up, you got 3 down. But you also have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. So what if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, and it's a 5, 3, 5? Yeah, that could work too, but I think you need a little bit of a pop here first, and then get that 5. What's the smaller time frames look like? Not really interesting all that much. You got 3 up. Actually, you know what? You got 3 down, and you got this little move up, but I really want to get away from the scene of the crime here. So let's see if we can do that real quick. All right, let's go to ADA. It just doesn't look that nice. You know, you got a 3-wave move up, and it looks like it's got to come down. Unfortunately, that's kind of what it looks like. Yeah, you came up, and then you flagged out. You spiked the high, and then that gave you 3, and now you're coming down. So the question is, do we hold in this range and make another high, or do we break down and come down here? I mean, it's tough to know. You know, you're sort of just consolidating in here. Was this a little bit of a Wyckoff spring happening? Flip it upside down. See, when I flip it upside down, it looks like, I don't know, man. It looks pretty bearish. Like it should come down, you know? Like, you had this big move, right? And then you have 3 waves up. So you should come back down. I mean, that's just what it seems like it should do. Unless, of course, you have 3, and now you're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. But it's just not proportional like the way I like to see it. Tia had a big fat pump. Look at that. That's how you do it, Tia. Take XRP, ADA, take notes. Okay, that's how you do it. Right there. That's what I look to see. That's what we want to see. Something like that. Give me a big pop like that, and let's flag out. Let's kind of retest this area, and let's go. You know? So XRP kind of came up here, and it's kind of like this. But Theta had a big shot to the upside here. So that's good. And look, it's kind of like that little roundabout here. Right? And then, like, if this is a diagonal, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then you got a three-way pullback. Maybe this is a wave 1. You get a wave 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 up, 3 down, 5 up. I mean, that would make sense. Because on the grand scheme of things, you basically have an impulse and an ABC. But I don't know if this ABC is finished. It looks like you have 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe we have to come down and get one more low. Unfortunately, that's maybe the possibility here. Litecoin looks pretty good. This could also have 1, 2, 3. We could pop up 4 and then get 5. 3 down, 3 up, 5 down. So basically, Litecoin is still very bullish. I'm still extremely bullish on Litecoin. But the structure just got bigger. So instead of this being a flat like this, which I previously had, now I see the flat like this, which is more proportional, right? But it could still be the old way, a flat like this, and this could be a wave 1, and then all of this is a wave 2, and then we go up for a wave 3. I mean, that's possible, but I don't like necessarily the way it came down. Let's see. So you got 3 down, you got 3 up, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. So you have 3, 3, 5. So that's an ABC. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 1. And that's 1. And then that's 2. I mean, yeah, it could work as an ABC. One thing is for sure, we are right at support here. So if it's going to bounce, it should bounce now. Did we look at Bitcoin? So here's Bitcoin, and here's the futures gap here. So remember I said we're probably going to come up here and tag that high. So I think we got a little bit more upside to go to get that tagged. And then as far as XRP goes, I just don't know if this is going to keep rocking here, getting back up here, or do we have to come back down, revisit the low, and then come back up here? I think we will get back up to 240 or so as a retrace. SHIB. I like that wick. I like this wick down here. It looks pretty nice. A nice bottoming wick. Let's see, do we have any sequential on? Yeah, so we have a 3-day 9 here on SHIB. Right? Remember we were talking about that. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you have a 9, and you have divergence. Not on this time frame though. So I don't. It's a tricky one, but I think we're really close, guys. I think we're really close. This is an equal length wave, right? See how long that is? That's exactly how long that is, just about. So you would imagine some kind of bounce coming in here, coming up soon. And we do have a nice perfected 3-day 9 buy. But you have a 4-hour 9 sell. Yeah, I kind of like. Yeah, we have 5 waves here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It looks good. It looks really good. So if this could be an A, a B, and a C, I mean, I would love to buy it down here. But maybe not. Maybe it's going to consolidate bullishly like an A, B, C. Maybe it's a flat here, like a running flat right there. So, yeah, we definitely have 5 waves. So, but look where we are. It's always hard when you're in the retrace. You have point A, point B, point C. You're right in the freaking middle. We're always in the middle. And it's always, you know, like, now what? Right? You can't really buy it here. Or can you? Looks pretty decent. I'm telling you that. I'm wondering if I should pick up a little bit of SHIB. What do you guys think? We got 5 waves. We got a 9. We got 3 up, 3 down. I mean, everything's perfect. Everything's like, hey, I'm here. You know, I'm a screaming buy. I'm just not convinced completely that it's done yet. Because I don't know if that's bottlenecking in here. Like, see how this ended? It ended quick and fast and suddenly. This is just kind of boom. It's teasing, you know. Unless, of course, we ended here and all of this is just revisiting the low, torturing you, right? All right, let's see. Near. I mean, look at Near. Near looks beautiful. You got a big 5-wave move. You got a 3-wave pullback. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in wave C. Right? You take this whole wave, you cut it in half. That's exactly where you are. I mean, this is buying territory, buying opportunities. Right? I just don't know if this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for that ending move. We'll find out. But it looks a little pumpy here. I mean, you got a little bit of a move, and you got a 3-wave move here, and now you're about to challenge the high. Damn, I would have been nice to buy that down here. Because the way I'm looking at it, like, okay, you moved up, right? You got an A, you got a B. Let's come down for a C. But it stopped midway, and it kind of gave you a running flat. Right? So now you're right at resistance here. Yeah, it looks bullish, to be honest. Alright, what about Theta? I mean, it's literally the same as SHIB. It's literally got the same exact shape as SHIB. Literally. I mean, that's crazy. All right, so yeah, it's the same thing. I mean, you got 3 up, you got 3 down, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're right at support. Do we have that 9 on the 2-day, or was it the 3-day? No, we're on a 7. So next candle will be an 8, then a 9. The only thing that I have caution with is 1, 2. Is this a 4th wave? It looks very small to be a 4th wave. That's why I'm a little bit skeptical. Maybe this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the 3rd wave, and then we get a 4, and then we get 5. But if we got this, then we should get some kind of indication like here. So, Monero. Yeah, Monero's kind of flagging out a little bit. Let's see if we can get a 3-wave move back to resistance. Remember, we were in this triangle here, and I said it's probably likely that this is going to be an X wave. So we have boom, right? You have this triangle. So A, B, C, or WXY. And Bitcoin. Bitcoin's getting a little bit of a pumpy pump here. 3-hour engulfing candle. Let's see. 15 minutes pumping here too. And look at Bitcoin. We got 5 waves. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's some kind of diag. So if we can get an A, B, C, that would be amazing. And we come back down here, back to 80K, and let's rip it. Yeah, kind of like a little bit of a roundabout, something like that. If not, then maybe we push higher and get another wave back up to here, and then we flag out. So hopefully it's kind of like a B wave. Jupiter. What about HBAR? I haven't looked at HBAR. HBAR looks okay. HBAR looks decent. And also Matic looks good too. And this is how you bottom. You see how it had a big fat crush to the downside and it had this big wick here? That's how you bottom, right? All right, at least locally. Same thing here, same thing here. That you can see the big tail right there. That's kind of how you know we've bottomed. Yeah, and then plus you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves. So I think there's a very good chance that we're very close to the bottom, if not already bottom. So you got 3, and look at this, you got 3. So 3 down, 3 up, 3 back down. So that's a completed W, X, and Y. And you're flagging out in here. Got your big impulse. W, X, Y, let's go. But it's going to take time. It doesn't happen overnight. Maybe we have to consolidate here. But I believe we will get back and retrace. But you want to get away from the scene of the crime, right? Anytime you come down and straight back up, you have to come back down. Come back straight back up. Got to come back down. Straight back up, straight back down. So you want to create distance. You want to have a little bit of a Wyckoff platform here. You want to get up and then you kind of want to flag out in here. And then that could push you up a lot higher. So you need specific structure to get you going. Nothing too much on the small time frames. What's going on with Ethereum? Ethereum has just been deadly weak, you know. So 3 up, you got 3 down. It looks okay right here. Looks okay right here. Have enough people given up on Ethereum? I don't know. Does it look like it bottomed? Yeah, kind of. Kind of. I mean, on this time frame it does. It looks really good on this time frame as far as the look of what you would expect. I mean, this is a C wave. This is what you expect. A C waves, they come down pretty quick. So 3 up, 3 down, 5. So you got the 3-wave shape and you're right at support. So it's all about holding support and making your way back into the retrace levels. That's what I believe, that's what I think, and that's what I'm counting on. So if we get a little bit of a move like this and then we keep going down, then I'll say, okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I would expect the retrace. So are we going to get the retrace here, come down for a 5th and get it? That's kind of what we have to try to figure out. So all right, guys, I think that's good enough. We got Chainlink here. XLM looks good. I like the little 3-way move on XLM. So yeah, I think this could be a good bottom here, at least for a while. So do we get 5 up or do we get just 3 up? because I really want to see 5. Something like that. That would be amazing. That right there, this type of structure would really get me excited. So, but as far as anything else goes, I think we're pretty much, I mean, yeah, we're kind of in a tight area. Is this gonna come up? Is it gonna come down? You know, that's always the tough part. We do have 3. Whoops. We have 3 here. Okay. And 3 down. So do we get 3 up? And then 3 back down and then go? I'm giving us things to look for. I'm giving us ideas on what to look for. Right? So I don't know completely the answer. The market is definitely difficult. But at the same time, it's pointing out some very clear 3-wave moves. I mean, everywhere I go, you got a beautiful 3-wave pullback. Algo. You got a pretty long 3-wave pullback, but you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in C. So a C wave equals 5. You got to have 5 waves in C. Okay? So, and then even Bitcoin dominance is, see, that's, this, as long as this is pumping up, we don't have an alt season, right? Avalanche. Here's another one that could be I think this one's going to be amazing. I think this is a good investment for Avalanche. I think Avalanche, ADA. I would choose Avalanche over Solana any day of the week because of the structure of the chart. Based, you know, Solana just doesn't have that shape. It pumped way too much in 21, and it pumped way too much during the retrace, while many other ones did not. So, I mean, I don't know what else to say except you got a beautiful impulse and you got a beautiful 3-wave pullback. So it's all about finding support here, building a base, and start making your way back to the upside in the retrace levels. Then from here, right there, do we flag out? Do we have to come down? That's going to be the option. See, right here is not hard for me. This is not hard. If once we get back up here, that's going to be hard. Because then it's like, okay, now you're not at the bottom. You're not at the top. You're right in the middle. Now what? Right? Because this could be like a 1, 2, a 1, 2, and you could drop down. Or it could be a 3-way pullback, a 1, 2 to the upside. You know, so it's all about the retrace levels. All about the retrace levels. Right? So, but yeah, this wave right here, that wave, I can promise you it will end. It's going to end very soon, if not already. Once that wave ends, then we get a retrace. Once we get the retrace, your portfolio is going to look a lot better. Trust me on that. Yeah, with that being said, this is not financial advice. I could be totally wrong, but to me, it's not every day you get beautiful 3-wave structures like that. I mean, look at the 3-wave structure over here. So you had an impulse, and you had a 3-wave structure, and then you came up, you had one more high, right? So you had a wave, 3-wave pullback, one more high. Here's a wave, here's a 3-wave pullback. Let's get one more high. But look how ugly that 3-wave looks. Look how nice and orderly that one looks. Aave. See, look at Aave. You're right in the middle. Here's point A, here's point B. Look, you're right in the middle, so it's very challenging for Aave. Once you start thinking of... Now, Polkadot looks pretty bearish. I mean, it looks sad, honestly. It doesn't look appealing at all. I don't know, man. I don't know about Polkadot, dude. I think you're going to get a bounce. I'm just not sure what the hell that is. I mean, you're just... Looks like a head and shoulders to me. I don't know. I wouldn't buy that one. Ethereum or Quant. Could be a WXYXZ. ICP is another really good one. I think this is going to be amazing. Look at this. You got a nice pump. You got a nice three-wave pullback. So I think that's the direction. It doesn't feel like it. It just, when I say things like that, it seems like, yeah, right. It seems surreal, but it's true. I mean, that's just the way it is. I know it's very hard to believe that that's what we're going to get, but I think we will get it. So we have divergence here on the RSI. Looks okay. So I think that's it. I'm just kind of scouting around here. Look at render. I like render now. See, this is like Solana, and I don't like it. I like the three-wave pullback here, but there's no structure down here. See, like for example, XRP goes up, it comes down, right? It makes a retrace, but then it comes back down, and then it goes sideways. So it has structure here, has structure down here, it has structure back, and it has structure in the middle, right? Think of it like a support anchor. You have support everywhere. Versus render, you have a pullback, come back up, and now you're kind of flagging out here. But you don't have any structure down here. So if render ever came back down here and created structure, then you would have that nice base. Then I would be very bullish. I wonder if this is going to be a 7-wave move here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then get 7 for one more wave, and then come down, and then oh, Zcash. I haven't looked at Zcash in a minute. Yeah, see, Zcash, I only got 3. I got 3 waves up. Okay. And it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like 5. And that's not what you really want to see. But on the bigger time frames, you have an impulse and you have a 3-wave pullback. So this has to get resolved. And then I would expect a retrace. They need to turn the liquidity back on, right? The Fed needs to lower rates and they need to print money. And if we could get that, then, it'll look pretty good. Fetch is another one I would keep an eye on. I mean, look at that 3-wave pullback. It looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. So, total 3. And the total 3 is like the one we need to look at, right? Because this is the main one. And when I look at total 3, I mean, I got a nice 3-wave move here. So it's all about waiting for that thing to turn around and go. You could say 1, 2, 3. That's 4. And then you have that as 5. So 3 down, 3 up, and then 3 back down. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think it could be done here. So the way we'll know that it's done is if this kind of builds support and then it starts to come back up. But if it comes up in 3, look out. If it comes up in 5 and then it flags up here, that's what you want. So this is the chart we need. This is the structure we want to see right here. This is what we need. So let's see if we get it. But anyways, I will catch you guys on the next one. Remember, it's not financial advice. I could be wrong. I'm just circulating, exercising some ideas to try to figure out what's plausible and what makes sense based off the structure we see. So anyways, I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.